Welcome back, guys, to today's first video. We are going to be doing a 10 to 14 day forecast and looking at the next 2 weeks and seeing if we've got any colder weather incoming or if it's going to stay the same, all of that. So, is anyone wondering, high pressure could be building to our north and that could bring colder weather. So, we will find out. We will definitely find out. So, let's get into this. Let's see how it all turns out. So we start off with very wet, windy and unsettled weather coming off the Atlantic. Cool, but very wet, windy and unsettled. If you've got high pressure, it'll be drier, calmer. Low pressure, wet, windy, and very unsettled. It doesn't mean it'll be warm and mild if it's the yellow and red colours, yellow, orange and red colours, and the blues and purple doesn't mean it's going to be cold. That's just the pressure and all of that. So, we will carry on and I will show you what is happening. We carry on bringing them westerly wind, bringing very unsettled weather. And not much happening at that point. Then high pressure starts to go up to Scandinavia. What's a good sign? And that could bring it's a good sign for people like cold weather, like me. It could start bringing colder winds if it stays there and doesn't go anywhere else. So as we carry on, that high pressure stays over Scandinavia and starts to build above the UK. Now this is a very good sign, because if this happens, this low pressure could grow and grow over the UK and get bigger and go over the UK. Then we could start to bring in a very cold easterly wind, what would be very cold. So that looks a bit more interesting. So that could go colder. So let's have a look at the upper air temperatures. Yeah, you can see, can't you? This very -5 upper air temperatures trying to push in to the UK. So that's looking very interesting, isn't it? By the 1st of December. So let's carry on and we will see if this turns into anything. It carries on to go north, and then we begin to get proper easterly going. That's very, very cold there. That looks interesting. Upper air temperatures are looking like this. We get the -5 upper air temperatures into the country, and what are the equivalent temperatures looking like? They are looking very cold. So this is looking interesting, isn't it? This is looking a lot more interesting than we've been seeing. And as we carry on, we will go all the way to the end of this run. The high pressure then breaks off, and we carry on bringing in them easterlies. This is interesting, isn't it? And we carry on and we carry on. Then we bring low pressure in, and now we're really getting to a block pattern. So this low pressure here will bring snow into the country. So we might be having some snow, and we're looking very, very cold there, and a very cold pattern. We'll go back to the upper air temperatures and have a look. Ooh, wow. -5 upper air temperatures all across the country, and -10 trying to push in. If this was later on in the winter, this would be extremely cold. Equivalent temperatures are looking, we are in the dark blues and nearly at the purples. So this is looking very interesting. This is one of the most runs on for a while. We are in the blues. So if this happen, it could be in a couple of days. As we carry on to the end of this run, we are still in that path and we're in low pressure. What could be with that much temperatures go milder? Milder. I see. That high pressure, but it's equivalent to so and then a woman older milling so this one we got westerly coming in, very wet, windy, unsettled. Then high pressure does go north, but not as much as the last one. High pressure and the cold weather is coming very supported, isn't it? but then the low pressure the Atlantic wins the battle, push the low pressure off, and we are not looking in the cold easterlies on that one, are we? Let's look at the 12Z, see how this one looks, see if this looks the same as the first one, see if it supports the cold weather. We carry on with them westerly winds, very cold, not cold, very wet, windy, unsettled. It's because I was saying very cold because of them easterlies. We do build high pressure to our north, like last time, and then we build that low pressure to the south like we did before, and start bringing in very long easterly winds. And this is very, very interesting, isn't it? So let's look at the upper air temperatures for the 12Z. There we go, -5s into the country. What about the equivalent temperature? We are into the dark blues. So, guys, you haven't seen this for the last few weeks, have we? Then that carries on. That high pressure then tries to go to Greenland. We carry on going into them easterly winds. Ooh. And them easterly winds are coming all the way from up here. So that's looking extremely cold. What are the upper air temperatures looking like? We're in the -5 and trying to get into the -10. What's that? The equivalent temperature is looking, we're in the dark blues and trying to get to the purples. And we are actually going very cold there, aren't we? This is what I like to see, because I like the cold weather. And at the end of the run, we are still in that pattern. But again, that low pressure the high pressure gets a little bit close to us. So it might make it a little bit more milder. That's where we could see that snow event, isn't it? That's where we could see that snow event, where that milder temperatures meet the colder temperatures across the middle of the country. We could be seeing a big snow event across the middle of England. Now let's look at the 18Z, see if this agrees. Will this agree or disagree? So that means we've got 2 what's saying cold, and then 1 what's saying not as cold. Again, wet, windy and unsettled, wind from the west, and that carries on. Then high pressure tries to go north, and then it does go north. And then we get into them easterly winds again. This is a proper Scandinavian high. These are very long fetched easterlies, and that would be very cold. So once again, we are in that pattern. Then the low pressure comes and the Atlantic wins the battle. So on this run, we are still looking in the cold, but just not as much. I don't know what that means. It's interesting, isn't it, this? And if we go to the end of this run, we're actually starting to try and bring in northerlies, aren't we, there? Did we do the 0-0? Did we do that? Yeah, we did, didn't we? For the 0-0, and for the 0-0, we didn't see this, did we? High pressure goes over Greenland and brings in a northerly. And what does that look like on the... I'll look at the equivalent temperature first. Ooh, when the dark blues are nearly purple. We don't want that one, we want the upper air temperatures. Upper air temperatures are looking extremely cold. And this is looking a lot more interesting. So we'll look at the rainfall radar for you guys. So today is Monday the 21st. We have got a band of rain across the country, a very wet day. Actually, no, it's not the Monday 21st, is it? It's Tuesday the 22nd today. What's actually been filmed? So a little bit drier across the country today. Well, I'm filming it the day before, so yeah, today. And then we're going very wet on Saturday. A little bit drier in England, but a big weather front coming across again. So we're definitely looking cold, aren't we, with them runs? So that looks a lot more interesting. So what do you guys think? Yeah, it looks interesting. A lot more interesting. So I'm looking forward to see what it says over the next couple of days, see if that carries on. That's interesting. So, thank you guys for watching this video. We'll be back with the winter forecast very soon. And until then, goodbye.